Welcome back to Forza Horizon 4, guys. Last week, the brand new Forza Horizon 4 Super 7 update came out. We've been playing a bunch of it here on the channel. We've really been enjoying it. Yeah, okay, except for some time, it's had its ups and its downs. But no, on a serious note, the Super 7 update for Forza Horizon 4 is insane. It completely changes the game. However, I think we can all agree the Super 7 update needs a couple of updates. That's what we're gonna talk about today, so sit back and relax. This is gonna be a cool. However, two quick things before we do get into this. One, if you guys want to see changes or updates or fixes to the Super 7 update, please let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to thumb up other people's comments as well. And two, if you haven't already checked out the Raid Winter hats in the AR12 store, click the link in my description. Recently, just about everything sold out. Well, the Raid Winter hats and the Raid hoodies are back in stock now. With that out of the way, though, let's jump into the Super 7 update for Forza Horizon 4. Now, if you've jumped into the Super 7 update for yourself, you've probably tried out other people's user-created challenges so far. They're really fun to do. They can be challenging and super rewarding if you can complete them. That is, until you get one like mine, because it's not really a challenge. You might have noticed over the past week or so, I haven't really been building challenges per se. I've been experimenting with the blueprint builder to push Forza Horizon 4 to its limit and see what's possible. The building tools in Forza Horizon 4 are so powerful, people are building things that they've always dreamed of. For example, take a look at this NASCAR circuit that I drove around. People are building areas to take dedicated photos of their cars, which is just insane. Or people like me are building ramps to see how far they can jump. And as cool as those challenges are, at the end of the day, they aren't really a challenge per se. Even though it might be super fun for you and I to build these mega ramps or these huge jumps across the map, if you're a regular person scrolling through your challenges and you come across one of these challenges, it kind of ruins the sense of a challenge altogether. For example, take my ramp that we built last week where we tried to hit 400 miles an hour. Say you and I are jumping into that event, we know we're trying to hit 400 miles an hour because you saw the video or you saw me do it on Twitch, for example. But if you're a regular person who's just scrolling through challenges and this one happens to be your next challenge for you to get, well, suddenly when you jump into that event, you've got one of two options. Either you can drive up that ramp and in terms of completion for the game, achieve nothing, or just spend 30 minutes driving to the finish line in the easiest challenge you've ever done. So if you're one of those people who came up to one of my challenges and had like the easiest time of your life completing it, sorry, I was experimenting. Honestly though, if you ask me personally, it kind of feels like the developers were kind of like, okay, we want to allow players to be able to place props in the world. How could we do that and have it make sense? And how could we arrange like kind of a story behind it? Well, we can add challenges to the game and they can build their own challenges and they can place props in them. That would make sense. You know what though? What about for the purposes of this video, we ignore the whole idea of going head to head for like those 7 successive challenges in a row, and we focus more on making really good challenges and that blueprint builder itself, because it is one, if not the most powerful tool we have ever got in Forza history. It literally presents an infinite number of possibilities and endless design, and I think with a couple of upgrades, fixes, and improvements, we could completely change Forza Horizon 4 as a whole, and these challenges could just get even better. For example, the #1 thing I have been seeing people ask for in the blueprint design is checkpoints, because honestly, right now, it's really easy to cut corners in challenges and just straight line it all the way to the finish line. For example, I recently got this challenge in Forza Horizon 4. It was really well built. It was successive stunts that led into one another, and if you followed the challenge, it was actually pretty difficult to achieve the score they want. However, if you wanted to, because there's no checkpoints right now, you don't actually have to go through all of those stunts. You can actually just cut the corner straight to the finish line. and you'll pass the objective super easily. If we actually could place checkpoints in blueprint challenges, it would, one, make the challenges feel way more complete because you would be following a set route that the person designed specifically for the challenge, and two, it would also be way more challenging to complete the objective because you wouldn't be able to just cut the corner to the finish line. Speaking of building, the number 2 request that I've seen flying around in my comments is the ability to snap parts to one another. Say, for example, you want to build a mega ramp like I did. Right now, you have to painstakingly line each ramp up with the one you placed before, and by the end of it, your ramp is off by a tiny bit, and it's just not smooth to drive on. And building off that idea, what about the idea to group parts together? Say, for example, you snap 5 ramps to one another. What if you could select all of those and copy paste them so you could save even more time when building stuff in this game? I think that would be awesome. Another thing I've seen a lot from you guys online is you guys just want to see more props within the game. Whether they be things like flat ramps that you could connect together to just build up a bunch of speed on, or curved ramps where you can build your own like loop-de-loops in the sky. That would be super cool. Or what about even more basic stuff like being able to place destructible and non-destructible trees? I feel like the more options for props, the better. And again, that kind of leads into the next thing that I wanted to mention, and this one, without a doubt, the most important one out of all of these. If only one of these things I mentioned today actually gets added into the game, this is the most important one. Being able to place props within races. Let's be honest, placing props is cool and all, but experiencing those props with your friends would be insane. Absolutely game change. This would absolutely change the entire game. The amount of possibilities that this would open up would be insane. Not to mention opening up this game to an entirely new player base who may have not played it before. Just take a look at how many custom races there are in GTA. Imagine that in Forza. That would also mean people are able to change their cars for their challenges or their races, because right now, if you go in and say you spend an hour building a ramp or a jump, you can only experience that challenge in the car that you built it in, which really sucks. It really limits you. Being able to experience and experiment with those custom races could be insane. Say, for example, you go and build like a stunt park that people have to navigate their way through. What's gonna be the fastest car? Or what's gonna be the fastest tune? I don't know. We would have to find out. And last but not least, what about the ability to see leaderboards for our blueprint races? Blueprint rivals. Say, for example, my maze that I built. Over 30,000 people have driven around my maze. I would love to see who's completed it in the shortest time, maybe how many attempts they've done, what assists they had, and so on. It would be so cool. At the end of the day, right, Forza is a car game, cars are racing, and racing is competitive. I want to be able to go up against other people on blueprint rivals. I think that would be so cool. And with that, that is it for Forza Horizon 4 Super 7 update. Seriously, I find this update absolutely fascinating. Obviously, Forza wasn't built for an update like this whatsoever, so the fact that we have it at all is truly insane. Seriously, this is without a doubt the coolest update we have ever got for any Forza game. It is absolutely game-changing, and I cannot wait to see what updates we get to it coming in the future. Who knows what updates we're gonna get for the Super 7 update in the future. I'm gonna keep fingers crossed here for some super cool stuff. Subscribe if you want to stay up to date with everything Forza Horizon 4 related. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon with some more. See you then. Bye!